Good news finally, after 17 days, and all 41 laborers who were stuck inside the Silkyara tunnel in Uttarakhand have been safely rescued. But what went behind this huge effort? Well, when the tunnel rescue efforts had hit a roadblock last week as the auger machine broke down, the resolve of the center to get these 41 laborers out safely became like a top level mission. Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to send in three top level functionaries of the government to camp at the tunnel site, personally monitor and oversee the renewed rescue efforts. Who are these three officials? The Principal Secretary to the PM, Mr. P.K. Mishra, who is the country's foremost disaster management expert, former Army Chief and now Union Minister, Mr. V.K. Singh, who has handled many such crises in the past, and Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla, who had been playing a key role in coordinating these rescue efforts since the inception of this tragedy which happened in Uttarkashi. All three of them reached the Silkyara tunnel to give some vital tips to the rescuers and monitor this effort. PM Modi was in constant touch with them, as well as the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Mr. Pushkar Dhami, who was also camping at the site. Finally, after 17 days, the 41 laborers have been rescued, all safe and well and secure from the Silkyara tunnel on Tuesday night. Well, this was just another example of how the Modi government responds to a crisis and shows exceptional strategic thinking as well as empathy in the process. In the Silkyara tunnel rescue, right from the NDRF of the center to the state rescue agencies, the international drilling experts, the local rat mining laborers, whom most had forgotten about, all of them together played a very, very key role. Well, it was yet another example of how during any crisis or calamity, this whole of the government approach and getting into this mission mode, doing all possible help the government can to provide for a coordinated, a mission focused strategy, all of this comes into play. Mr. Modi was in direct touch with all the stakeholders at multiple levels, even during his travel and busy schedule. A key decision, in fact, what officials say was a landline facility set up by the BSNL with a handset given to the workers trapped inside the partially collapsed tunnel so that communication could happen. Mr. Shehzad Poonawala, the BJP spokesperson I just spoke to, he in fact said that the entire Uttarakhand episode demonstrates yet again that when it comes to PM Modi, he will leave no stone unturned to ensure the safety of any Indian, whether that Indian is stuck in a tunnel inside a mountain or Indians trapped abroad on foreign soil in Ukraine or Afghanistan. In fact, 17 plus agencies we are learning now were included in this entire rescue effort, include the PMO, the CMO, the Indian Air Force, the NDRF, the BRO, the ONGC, the SDRF, the NDMA, SDMA, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Railways. Everybody played a role together in this Uttarkashi rescue incident. As Mr. Poonawala said, the Manushya, Machine, and Mahadev, all three were invoked to get these 41 laborers safely out of the tunnel. What are the key factors, if you explain to them, if to our viewers, what are the key factors done by the Modi government that have worked? Well, the hallmark of this government has been, as I said, to work in a mission mode during the time of crisis, mobilizing all available resources and departments to work towards a common goal. Well, this approach ensures that the government response is not just swift and efficient, it is also effective. PM's direct and personal involvement in such crisis management helps immensely. He's in regular touch with the stakeholders, often sends his trusted ministers on the ground. The involvement of top ministers directly on the ground helps because this leads to a hands on approach. It helps in better coordination, quicker decision making, clear decision making. The Modi government, in this respect, seems to have learned its lessons from the missteps in earlier regimes, like during the 26/11 attacks, when we saw in Mumbai there was lack of coordination between government agencies, led to delayed responses. I remember the NSG reaching late Mumbai due to non-coordination between government agencies. There was breaches like the live telecast of operation details, in fact. But under the Modi government, we've seen a starkly different approach. I would like to invoke the various incidents from cases like Ukraine, Sudan, the Odisha train disaster. During the Odisha train disaster a few months back, we saw how Prime Minister Narendra Modi flew down to assess the situation at the crash site. He met the injured, their families. Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav coordinated the entire response. He stayed at the site, in fact, till it was cleared. NDRF teams were actively engaged in the rescue operation at that time during the Sudan crisis. We saw how India had launched the Operation Kaveri to address the situation of 3,000 Indians stuck in Sudan during clashes between the army and the paramilitary forces there. The PM Modi even then chaired high-level meetings, directed officials to devise a contingency plan for the safe evacuation of Indians stuck in Sudan. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar engaged with Saudi Arabia and UAE both to facilitate the evacuation of Indians then. You would remember Indian Air Force operated 17 flights, Navy executed 5 sorties. to evacuate nearly 3,900 Indians. Even then, the Union Minister of State for External Affairs, Mr. V. Muralidharan, was deputed on the ground in Saudi Arabia to oversee these operations. A similar approach we saw in Operation Ganga when over 22,500 Indians were evacuated from Ukraine during the war. This included Indians stranded not just in Ukraine but also in Romania, Hungary, Poland, Slovakia. If you remember, PM had then deputed 4 union ministers to different locations to assist in this evacuation. Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia was sent to Romania. Mr. Kiran Rijiju was sent to the Slovakia border. Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri was sent to the Hungary border. And General V.K. Singh, who was again sent to this time to the tunnel to help in the rescue efforts, at that time he was sent to Poland. These ministers facilitated the safe passage and the smooth evacuation of Indian nationals. In short, the Modi government mantra seems that when it comes to a life of an Indian, it matters the most. Life of an Indian stuck in a tunnel in Uttarakashi, life of an Indian stuck in Afghanistan or in Ukraine. The Modi government will do its best to bring these people safely and securely back to their families.